Today, I'm going to show you how sonic branding can actually save you money and not just be building brand recognition. You see, most teams are actually trying to save at brand money and budget by using stock libraries. In reality, it's actually costing thousands in hidden costs, and we've managed to prove it. See, by creating your own sonic branding framework, you reduce wasted time, you cut licensing risks, and unlock long-term ROI. I'm going to show you where the hidden costs are and how much you're really spending and how sonic branding really flips the equation. We've seen this with our own clients who went from using licenses that were like pay-per-use and endless team edits and choosing music to one flexible system that works now across all of their channels. So let's dive in. What is the illusion of cheap music? What is it that I'm really talking about? Well, teams think that library music equals saving money. In reality, hours are wasted searching and editing that music, and each project feels like reinventing the wheel. It feels cheap up front, but actually the reality is it truly cheap overall? Well, it's costing $7,500 per team member. That is the problem, and I'll break down exactly how we figured that out. So, staff spend hours each week on music, and it adds up to $7,500 per year per team member. Multiply that across a whole marketing team, and there's a serious hidden cost within your system. So cheap stock music quickly becomes an expensive time burn. What is the risk factor? So stock libraries, it's not really that risk-free. DMCA takedowns, licensing disputes, and lawsuits are very, very real situations that our clients have been through. So real brands have been burned by this. And that's Peloton, Gymshark, Marriott International, recently Crumbl Cookies. I would spend time Googling some of these brands, but also just Google, which brands have been caught with licensing recently, music licensing, and had a seriously bad day off the back of it. I'm going to do another video breaking down specifically this, but $29,000 a month can flip into millions in legal costs if not done correctly. And in the US alone, the cost is $150,000 per use in the US, and that's using music that isn't licensed properly. You might think that the $29 a month covers you, and it doesn't. Or you might just not realize that your team are using tracks that isn't licensed at all. The sonic branding alternative. So instead of picking random pieces of music, build a system that all of your team members can follow, and you're not going to fall into this trap. And that includes a pre-approved sound palette and a sonic logo to use at the beginning and the end of all your content as well. Have you got a folder of music that has been pre-approved? It has a license. It's on brand is another great one. You've got all these team members searching for music in your libraries, but how do they know what they're searching for? How emotionally, where are they at? If they're feeling down one day, the music they choose is going to be very different to if it's a Friday and they're ready for a party. And does any of that actually make sense with your brand? And also the sonic branding alternative is that you have adaptable tracks across your ads, your socials, your events. There's a thread that ties all of this together in a way that makes sense. Not only that, it saves time and builds constant and consistent recognition. I actually read that wrong, but I used it to my advantage. Constant and consistent recognition within your team. So what's the proof in ROI that this actually works? Well, our clients moved from hours of edits into seconds with the toolkit. It was literally a drag and drop scenario by the time we'd finished building this for them. So time was saved, therefore cost was saved, and at the same time, brand equity was gained because people are starting to recognize the brand and they get a certain feel for the brand. And if you make your customers feel a certain way, which, hint, hint, music cuts through that emotional layer so much faster than anything visual. The ROI is also you're going to make more sales off the back of this, which ultimately is why you're creating the content in the first place. The ROI is also stronger recall, faster production, and reduced risk. And all of these things are measurable. Faster production is a really, really, really easy one to measure. And if you're an agency watching this, you'll be able to get more content out. You'll be able to actually deliver more to your clients, and therefore the results they're going to get are better. But also you can spend more time on the things you don't normally get chance to spend time on, whether or not that's team development, whether that's trialing new tools to use on your video content to make the quality even better. offload that potential risk that you have with your current music system. So what is the summary? The real question: how much are you losing by not paying attention to this? And there are some really simple things. We can go over it on a call with you if you want help. We do this a lot, but you can figure out the amount of hours that you're spending on music alone. You can figure out how much your licenses are costing. I've mentioned $29 in this because that's like the lowest entry level licenses. But if you're a big brand, chances are you're spending $500 upwards into the thousands of dollars for the licenses that you're currently using. And if you're using tracks as a one-off, for a one-off piece of content or a one-off piece of campaign, once that campaign's done, there's no brand equity built there. The chances are you're not going to use that track again. That money was spent, wasn't even guaranteed to give you the results, and then it's just thrown away. The takeaway: sonic branding isn't just a nice to have anymore. A lot of brands come to us and they say, we would love to spend more on, in fact, they already say that, but we'd love to spend more time, if not budget, on music. But at the minute, it's a nice to have and it's not crucial. Well, actually, in many of our videos, we talk about some research that System 1 conducted with TikTok, and the results of that actually had 2 out of the top 3 brand assets to use for recognition and for the emotional connection that they were making with their audience in those pieces of content. System 1, if you don't know, by the way, they measure the emotion and the effectiveness of marketing. They did a whole study specifically on sound, partnered with TikTok, and out of the top 3, 2 of the assets that were best performing by a long way, by almost double, was sound. So it's very measurable, and we can again assist with that. And then finally, book a 1-hour free call with us. And this sounds like a really boring additional part, but we'll do this call with you, figure out where you're at now, what you're spending, what does your strategy look like, what guidelines do your team currently have, if any, and then we can figure out what journey needs to be put into place between now and 12 months time to get you to getting those results that you want from sound. And from that call, you'll then have everything you need to take to your boss, to take to your team, to take wherever you need to take it to prove the concept. And that's ultimately what we want people to walk away with, is pointing out what's going wrong now, pointing out what's missing now. It might not be that something's going wrong, but point out what's missing, and then give you the resources that you need to be able to activate the conversation. And then from that point, we can help you actually action it, or you can take it to another agency if you really wanted to and action it with them. But it's this first step that's the most crucial. So take us up on that offer, take that free call, and that's it. That's everything from me today. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. What is going on with my voice? Please do subscribe. If you are watching this on any other channel, please do give us a follow. Leave a comment if something's resonated with you or you found something useful. It'd be really great. It would be a massive help actually for us to know what is resonating with you the most in this, so that we can improve our videos moving into the future. And enjoy the rest of our content, and hopefully speak to you real soon.